I want to share with you the 5 things I wish every highly sensitive person knew. So I am a highly sensitive person. I've always been, of course. And the thing that was the most impactful for me was the moment that I embraced my sensitivity, right? The moment when I stopped trying to be normal, whatever that means. I stopped trying to fix it, right? And I said, okay, you know what? This is me. Now, how does my life look? Now, how do I move forward? So, completely changed everything. Like, when I was first starting my practice, I remember going to these sort of glad-handing business events where you were supposed to lightning round style meet all of these different people and talk to all of these different people, and somehow this was supposed to form connections which would lead to business referrals. The whole thing was so intensely fake. It felt like rubbing burlap against my skin. Like, it was just loathsome. And when I finally embraced that I am a sensitive person, I said, okay, you know what? That's never going to work for me. I changed the events that I go to. I went to lectures instead and business development groups where I might make one connection in an event, but it was actually a deep connection. It was somebody that I wanted to know and wanted to connect with as a human. And from that, I would develop a referral network and a group of friends and all of these wonderful, deep, meaningful connections, rather than trying to spread out this plastic, fantastic sort of like, hey, here's my image, here's a me. It's not really, but I'm going to pretend. The second thing that I think is really important for highly sensitive people is to find your happy places, right? And your happy activities. There's this misconception that highly sensitive people can't do fun stuff because fun stuff tends to be overstimulating. Not true at all. We just need to find the fun stuff that works for us, right? And need to find the loud things or the chaotic things that work for us. So, you never think of a highly sensitive person at a rave. But for whatever reason, raves and dance parties and things like that were always a fun social thing that I could get into, right? Because I could go and dance my heart out right by a speaker with that loud, rhythmic thump, 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 thump that for whatever reason was, for me, it could drown out the chaos, right? Like that thump, thump, thump was a thing that could organize the chaos and make it really wonderful and acceptable and joyful for me. Whereas something chaotic like, say, a Vegas casino with the lights and the blinky blinky and the beep beep beep, boop boop boop, you won, blah, you know what I mean? Like, oh God, yeah, that is chaos that I have a really hard time with. I still love Vegas, but small doses. The third thing that I wish every highly sensitive person knew is to plan ahead, right? So really fall in love with bullet journaling or some sort of scheduling or some way to organize buffers into your life. So when I had a brick and mortar practice, I used to schedule 15 minutes twice a day, 15 minutes in the middle of the morning and 15 minutes in the middle of the afternoon, that I could literally turn off all the lights, put on a candle, sit quietly in a chair and chill, right? Do nothing. Be in the dark. Be a little bit calm for a moment. And it recharged me. It gave me what I needed to move forward through the rest of the day. Also, I think everybody should have a go-to list of things that are nourishing for them, right? Every highly sensitive person needs this. Okay, I feel myself getting overwhelmed. I feel myself getting stressed. What is a thing that I can do in under 3 minutes or in a public place or when I'm with a group of people, right? That will help to bring that level down, that level of anxiety, that level of, internal agitation. What will actually center me again, right? So, I can think of like at a conference or at a speaking event, right? If I'm lecturing to a crowd, even something like taking 2 minutes before the lecture to say, do some box breathing in a restroom, right? Like, it doesn't have to be fancy, right? Like, I can sit in a bathroom stall and do a box breathing, which is like 4-second inhale, 4-second hold, 4-second exhale, 4-second hold. Great, right? Through a few rounds of that, I can kind of come back to myself, be calm, and then go back out there and, put on a great presentation, meet a bunch of people, talk, really explain, do a Q&A, be present, be available, and then come back to somewhere quiet and recenter again. The last thing, and the most important thing, actually, I think is a bit of grace around sensitivity. Every human on this planet, whether they're highly sensitive or actually less sensitive, far less sensitive, right? They're somewhere on that spectrum, but every human has their own quirks and the things that work for them and don't work for them. So, if we can all cultivate a little bit of grace about those things, about other people's quirks, about our own quirks, the world would be such a better place, right? So, stop judging people for their stuff, but also stop judging yourself, right? This is who you are. Just go with it. That's it. That's all I got. Thanks.